Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. And, well, today I am doing a track versus track. I'm putting two 1973 classics against one another. And that is Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On versus Stevie Wonder's Innervisions. Whoo! Yeah. Hardcore stuff. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, it was quite a journey to get to this. To get to this pair-up. Initially, I was going to do Innervisions versus What's Going On. And I tell you what, I have so many times tried to get What's Going On in on a track versus track, but every time I decide I'm going to put this against a particular album, with that album, I have to kind of go over the tracks and think about it and go and look at what's on the other album, because What's Going On is just too hardcore. And I always, no matter what I think I want to put against it, I'm like, what's going on is going to get everything. Absolutely everything. And yeah, and I'll tell you, it was going to get everything against this. Yes. I mean, with the tracks ranked. Yeah, crazy as that sounds. And I thought, well, okay. And then I thought, well, why don't I put Let's Get It On against What's Going On? I mean, honestly, that was going to be a wipeout too. That was going to be a complete wipeout. And I thought, no, I want it to be more interesting than that. And so I thought, I'll put these two against one another because they actually can, it's actually some competition here. Hey, and they're both from 1973, so that's my angle. All right. So, get my tally sheet going on here. Innervisions. Get it on. Well, all right, let's do it. Okay, so as usual, I have the tracks ranked for each album. Now, Innervisions has 9 tracks, and Let's Get It On has only 8. So what's coming in at track number 9 on Innervisions is not going against anything. But what I have at number 9 on Innervisions is Jesus, Children of America. Now, I've actually done this album before against Talking Book. And this is the same ranking, I believe, right? Because what I did when I went to go do this, I didn't have the leftover ranking file on my computer, so I didn't remember that I'd done it before. So I did a new ranking from scratch, and then I realized, oh no, I have done it. And I looked it up, and I found it, and it was like, oh, the ranking was pretty much the same. And I kind of went, okay, yeah. So the ranking is basically the same as it was before, and mostly sight unseen, like with me not remembering how I ranked it the last time. Anyway, Jesus, Children of America doesn't go against anything because there's no 9th track on What's Going On. But let's go up to number 8. What I have at number 8 on Innervisions is He's Mr. Know-It-All, which is, yeah. I mean, it's a good track, but it's just not a favorite. And I believe that's the last track on side 2, right? That's the closing track. Now that goes up against what I have at number 8 on Let's Get It On, which is Just Keep You Satisfied, which is actually the final track on that album. And yeah, it's the closing tracks against one another. Yeah. Now, just to keep you satisfied, now, Let's Get It On was very, very, very difficult to rank, okay? Very difficult. My bottom 2 are very definitely my bottom 2. That was pretty easy to put those down at the top, or at the bottom. But the top 6 on this album, basically a tie. I mean, I didn't know how to rank these. It was so difficult. And well, you'll see what ended up happening as we go. So He's Mr. Know-It-All against Just Keep You Satisfied. I'm giving that to Stevie. Yeah. I mean, He's Mr. Know-It-All is not a favorite from Innervisions, but I definitely like it more than Just Keep You Satisfied. Just Keep You Satisfied is fine in the context of the album, but I don't know. It's really, really, really mellow and I love mellow songs, but I feel like it's kind of long and meandering and just not. It's just a little too meandering for me. It doesn't keep my interest as well as a lot of the other songs on the album. But anyway, so yeah, Innervisions gets that first one. All right, so now coming in number 7, what I have ranked at number 7 on Innervisions is Visions, the second track on the album. Also a really moody track, a moody track for the Stevie album, but a much better and more interesting one. And, that goes up against what I have at number 7 on Let's Get It On, which is Keep Getting It On. Which is basically Let's Get It On Part 2. Let's Get It On is the opening track of the album, and Keep Getting It On is the closing track on side 1 of the album. So it's kind of like the side 1 is sort of bookended by 2 Let's Get It Ons in a way. But yeah, Keep Getting It On is just, again, it's just sort of like, it's almost like as if Let's Get It On was a 12-inch, like there was a 12-inch remix of it that had all this extra shit at the end, and this would be all the extra shit at the end, basically. And it's great. Again, in the context of the album, I'm fine with it. It's not bad at all. But as a standalone track, having to go up against another track, it doesn't have a lot of juice. Therefore, I'm giving that one to Stevie. I'm giving that one to Stevie Wonder. Yeah, Visions gets that. Okay, well, coming in number 6 on Innervisions, I have All in Love is Fair. Oh man, now we're getting into the really good stuff, and that goes up against what I have at number 6 on Let's Get It On, which is You Sure Love to Ball. Woo! Okay, yeah. Ooh. Oh, now this one's difficult. Ooh, I didn't have to do a lot of thinking on those last couple, but this one is, ooh. Ooh, wow. Now, these are both moody tracks, but in totally different ways. Yeah, and both kind of a little ethereal, kind of. Yeah, really, man, both of these are so good. In fact, both of them are worthy of ranking way higher than 6th, but I mean, these are badass albums, so what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna go with Marvin Gaye on that. I'm gonna go with You Should Love to Ball. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Marvin has one now. Number 5. What I have at number 5 on Innervisions is the opening track, Too High, and that goes up against what I have at number 5 on Let's Get It On, which is Distant Lover. One of the singles on the album. Was it a single? It was definitely a radio hit. You heard it on the radio all the time. I'm not really sure if it was a 45, but that's pretty easy. You know what? I'm giving that to Marvin Gaye. Too High. I like Too High, but yeah, I don't like it anywhere near as much as Distant Lover. Distant Lover is another one of those tracks. Well, see, again, this Let's Get It On album, the top 6 I have out here are basically all ties. It's just like a tie. Distant Lover, it could easily have been my number 2. It wouldn't have been my number 1, but maybe I don't know. But it could have been number 2. Anyway, yeah, I put that over Innervisions, and now I have a tie from album to album here. Okay, so coming number 4 on Innervisions, I have Higher Ground. Yeah, Higher Ground, and that goes up against what I have number 4 on Let's Get It On, which is Come Get to This. Both the opening tracks on the second sides of each album. And ooh. Now, Higher Ground obviously is a huge classic of a single, which damn nearly got ruined by Red Hot Chili Peppers covering it. Sometimes I get it threatens to kind of affect my love for the Stevie version because Red Hot Chili Peppers did it, but I'm not allowing that. But I am giving that to Marvin Gaye. Yeah, Come Get to This. Ooh, man, I really love that one. I love that one. I mean, okay, admittedly, Burnout Factor is at play here. I mean, I think a lot of people would choose Higher Ground, but I'm feeling Come Get to This more. At this moment in time, that's where we're going. Okay, so coming in number 3 on Innervisions, I have Don't You Worry About a Thing. against what I have at number 3 on Let's Get It On, which is If I Should Die Tonight. Woo! Oh man, that's the third track on the album. Ooh, man. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. If I should... Oh, man, you know what? I'm going Marvin Gaye. Yeah, I'm giving that to If I Should Die Tonight. Wow, at first Stevie got the first 2 points, but man, I don't know. Marvin's now has double the points. All right, we'll see how this goes. Okay, all right. Coming in number 2 on Innervisions, I have Living for the City. Ooh, man, what a titan. And that goes up against what I have at number 2 on Let's Get It On, which is the second track, Please Don't Stay Once You Go Away. Oh, ooh. Oh. Well, that's not as... It felt tough for a second there, but then reality hit me and I went, Stevie Wonder's taking that. Yeah, I mean, I really love Please Don't Stay, but come on, man, living for the city. Ooh. All right, well, that brings us to my number 1. My number 1 in Innervisions, which is Golden Lady. Woo! Oh, man. Now, this is one of those rankings where I didn't have, the minute I drew this up, I instantly put Golden Lady up at the top, because that's not even a thinker. That's absolutely my favorite track on this album. Anyway, well, that goes up against what I have at number 1 on Let's Get It On, which is, of course, the title track, Let's Get It On. And, woo, yeah. Now you see, well, now that we're at number 1, I can say you see what I've done. Basically, my top 6 are in album order. I couldn't change the order. It's kind of like I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going, do I really like, can I get to this just that much more than Distant Lover? Okay, if I should, yeah, it just ended up ranking in the order, in running order. I guess that kind of means that the album starts out at its strongest and just gets shittier as it goes along. Not really. I mean by a hair. By a hair it goes. But really, this whole album is absolutely smoking. So I mean, the worst track on this album is still great. But that brings us back around to the big choice I have to make. Let's Get It On versus Golden Lady. Oh man, Golden Lady. Oh. Well, actually, I do know what I'm going to choose. I do. Golden Lady. Yeah, I take Golden Lady over Let's Get It On. Oh, yeah. And you know what? That brings us to a tie. Yeah, each album got 4. See, now there you go. That's more like it. What's Going On is just too... It's too badass. Like, I can't... There's nothing I could put it against where it won't completely annihilate. And I mean... Everything goes to What's Going On. I mean, basically within the genre. If I could put it against, like, Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle, but, I mean, that's just way too apples and oranges. I mean, I really want to put it against something, maybe a Marvin Gaye album, or at least something in the genre. Or just something that doesn't seem so just like, huh? You know what I mean? But it's just too difficult to find something that can stand up to it. Anyway, but these 2 albums, on the other hand, they stood right up to one another, didn't they? Yeah, well, there you go. That is my track versus track, Stevie Wonder versus Marvin Gaye. And yeah, well, special shout out to Ralph Vieira, Almost Human. He's the one who started the whole track versus track phenomenon, and he was cool about me ripping off his idea, and I salute him. And well, anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing if you have, and if you haven't, maybe consider subscribing. But if you do, click the little bell because of notifications. But come back on Thursday, because Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Boyd are going to be right back here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. And we are going to be, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be discussing our favorite fictional bands. Yeah, just bands that were maybe cartoons or only in movies or only, on a TV show episode. They weren't actually really bands, not in real life. They just, they they were characters or cartoons or whatever. Yeah, we have made up our top 10 list of our favorite bands of that don't really exist. Okay, or for the most part don't exist. I mean, yeah, basically fictional bands. Come back for that, and check. I always forget to do this. I always forget to do it every video. Video after video after video. I forget to say, look at the description below. I have links down there, all kind of links for, Tommy's channel and other stuff, and Crystal's podcast, and you can get T-shirts. There's a link down there for that. All kinds of stuff. Check the links, and come back on Thursday. Hope I'll see you then.